Bonjour! Today we are going to be learning the present tense with a focus on ER verbs. Now, the title, Planting an ER Verb, is all about the process we can use to help us to conjugate or make ER verbs. So, to start, have a think about the question, when do we use the present tense in English? So, we're going to have a quick look at this. We use the simple present tense when an action's happening at this time right now. For example, I feel great. I'm sorry you're sick. I eat pizza. Another way we use the present tense is habitual or habits, essentially things that we do often, daily, weekly, monthly. For example, Pauline practices the piano every day. Ms. Jackson travels during the summer, and hamsters run all night. So we can see the verbs here highlighted. However, in English, we also use the present continuous tense, which is a different tense to the present simple in English, to say what we are doing. For example, I am watching TV. She is reading a book. However, in French, we use the present tense to cover both of these tenses. So, je joue means I play, but it also means I am playing, and we would determine that from the context that we are using. So if we have a look at how we create and conjugate the ER verbs, we start by planting the infinitive. Now, the infinitive is the verb in its simplest form, or another way of explaining it is the verb as we find it in the dictionary. For example, regarder, to watch, or manger, to eat. So in English, you would see the verb with a to in front of it. After we've found the infinitive, what we need to do is to find the stem. So in order to find the stem, we cut off the ER because we are today talking about ER verbs only. Now, there are other verbs in French, IR and IE, but the focus, first of all, today is the ER verbs. So if we have a look at regarder, the ER has been taken off and we're left with regard. It's exactly the same as if we had a different ER verb. So down here we have regarder, to watch, becomes regard. Visiter, to visit, becomes visite. Rester, to stay, becomes reste. And we call this the stem. So you can see it in the stem of the flower. Now, once we have the stem of the verb, we then need to conjugate or make the verb. So we need to find the person that we are talking about. So if we go through that quickly now, we have je, which is, of course, I. Tu, which is you. Il or elle, which is he for il, and elle is she. Nous, which is we. Vous, which is you, formal or plural. And then il or elle, which is they. Now remember, we use il if it's a group of boys or if it's a group of boys and girls, and we use elle only if it's a group of girls. So now it's time to have a look at the endings. So for je, I, you would have the ending of e, so it becomes je regarde. Now notice the pronunciation as we go round compared with the spelling, because we know in French that there are lots of silent letters. Tu, which is you, has an ES ending. Tu regardes, but listening again, you can hear that the S, ça c'est si long, okay? Il or elle regarde. So can you notice they all sound the same, but it's really important that we're paying attention to the spelling. Going on to nous, we, is O-N-S. So it would become nous regardons. On to you. So this is you, formal, or it could mean you as a group, you lot, you could say, as in a group of people. Now, we wouldn't have that distinction in English, but in French, you can be tu if it's informal, so maybe it's your friends, or vous if you were talking to maybe your teacher, or if you were at work, a boss. So that would be the EZ ending, which we say est. So it become vous regardez. Vous regardez. So we're starting to see here we have a difference in pronunciation for the nous and the vous. And then finally, il or elle, they regardent. E-N-T. Now again, the N-T here is silent. So let's just listen to that all together. Je regarde. Tu regardes. Il, elle regarde. Nous regardons. Vous regardez. Il, elle regarde. Excellent. We're going to now have a practice at doing it. And this is where I would get you to practice. So we'll do a couple together. So we have je for I. Then we have joue as the stem of to play. So how would you then say I play? Excellent. Je joue with an E. Okay, let's then take the verb reste, to stay. How would you say we stay using nous? On commence avec nous restons. Excellent. Okay, fantastic. Moving on now. Quick try here. I start commencer becomes je commence. He starts, again, commencer, what would it be? Il commence. Excellent. She starts, yep, that's elle commence. We start. Nous commençons. Nous commençons. That's how we would say that in French, and that's not right. So with commencer, we would add the cedilla, the little accent, and it changes the k sound to a s sound. So nous commençons. It's really important we put that cedilla in, otherwise it's nous commençons, and that's not a French word, okay? And then finally, you eat. So we've changed the verb. This one, remember, is you plural, so it would be vous mangez. Excellent. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. I'll send you a link afterwards in order to practice, and we'll take off from there next time for the IR and RE verbs. Merci. Au revoir.